Can you imagine giving someone a gift so powerful that they carry it in their pocket until the moment of their death? You don't actually know your own power. You don't realise the extent to which a simple act of kindness can ripple out and sustain somebody even in the darkest times. I want to tell you the story of Sister Helen Rosa. She was a maths teacher and her class was really struggling with some complicated maths, and she could tell that they were feeling unworthy. They were afraid of failing. So she gave everybody a piece of paper and she had them write down a list of names of everybody in the class. And then by everybody's name, all the students had to write the nicest thing they could think of about that person. Then she collated them and gave each student a list of all the lovely things that people had said about them. And she could sort of hear the murmurs in the class. People didn't realise how much they were loved by others. And it shifted the energy completely, and they started to feel better about themselves. And then they were able to overcome these mathematical challenges. And she'd shifted something through this act of love. She shifted it from something that was trying to happen in the mental realm to something that was in the space of the heart, and they were able to move forward. Now, years later, the mother of one of the children in the class contacted the nun to say that unfortunately he had died in the war. He was in Vietnam, and the nun had been quite close to this pupil, so she attended the funeral. And the father came over to her at one point and said, "I think you might want to see this." And he brought out an old tattered wallet. Out of it, pulled a piece of battered, taped together paper, and it was the list of all the nice things that his classmates had said to him all those years ago. It meant so much to him that he'd actually held it on his body for that whole time, and it was with him when he died. And then other people who had also been in the same class noticed this piece of paper, and they started gathering round and sharing how they'd also kept their piece of paper. They kept all these beautiful messages reminding them of who they really were. And this was a moment when everybody could really cry and mourn the loss of this person. And it's such a powerful story because it reminds us that love is the all-conquering presence. This is the powerful force. It overcomes the inability to learn. It overcomes worthlessness. It overcomes fear. It bonds people and it unites people. And when we share acts of love, when we express to others that we see their light, we don't know the impact that it can have. You don't actually know your own power. You don't realise the extent to which a simple act of kindness can ripple out and sustain somebody even in the darkest times. So if you feel called to make a loving gesture, please do it, because you can really have much more of an impact than you could ever really realise. And I know it's within you. I know it's within all of us. And my truest wish is that we spread this kind of love so that people can feel held and cared for and in touch with their true nature forever.